It feels like there are a million hairstylers out there, right? It can get pretty overwhelming. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're doing a purely analytical comparison of 3 of the biggest names on the market. The whole point here is to help you make a choice based on straight-up data, not hype. Let's dive in.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First up, we'll meet the 3 contenders. Then, we'll put them head-to-head on heat and versatility. After that, we'll get into the pros and cons for different types of users. And we'll wrap up with a simple framework to help you figure out which one is right for you.
All right, section 1, the 3 contenders. Let's get into our introduction.
So just to be super clear, this entire analysis is focused on 3 specific products, and you'll see they each sit at a very different price point. We're looking at the premium, the mid-range, and the budget options. So that's the Dyson Airwrap, the Shark FlexStyle, and the Revlon One-Step.
Okay, let's start at the top with the Dyson Airwrap. This is the premium option, and really its whole design is engineered around one thing: optimal heat control. The main goal here is to prioritize hair health, which, makes it a really solid choice if you're styling your hair every single day.
Next up, we've got the Shark FlexStyle. Now this one is positioned as the value option. The whole idea is that it's designed to give you really high performance, something comparable to those premium models, but at a much lower price. So it's all about striking that balance between how much it costs and what it can do.
And rounding out our trio is the Revlon One-Step. This is our budget option, and it comes with a pretty critical limitation you need to know about. The device runs very hot, and it has 0 temperature control. And what that means is, over the long term, it really does pose a risk of heat damage.
Okay, let's move on to our next section: heat control and versatility. This is where we do a direct comparison.
All right, this chart really lays it all out for us. Let's look at that first metric, heat control. You can see that Dyson gets an excellent, the Shark gets a good, and the Revlon, well, it's rated poor/risky. And that's a huge difference right there. Now, if we look at versatility, it's a different story. Both the Dyson and the Shark are multi-stylers. They come with different attachments for different looks. The Revlon, on the other hand, is really just for one thing: blowouts.
Okay, so keeping those key metrics in mind, let's jump into our next section, a pros and cons analysis based on different user scenarios.
So who is the Dyson Airwrap for? Well, it's pretty much the go-to choice if you check 3 specific boxes. 1, hair health is your absolute #1 priority. 2, you style your hair every single day. And 3, budget just isn't a major factor for you.
Now the Shark FlexStyle. This one presents a really compelling case for value. You're getting a huge chunk of the performance you'd see in the premium model, but for about half the price. So what's the catch? Well, there is a trade-off. It's a bit heavier and a little louder.
Okay, and when we talk about the Revlon One-Step, it's really important to look at who this tool is not for. Based on the data, it's not recommended if you're someone who styles their hair daily. It's also not for you if you have any pre-existing hair damage. And finally, if you need styling options that go beyond just a basic blowout with volume, this isn't going to be the right fit.
All right, we've looked at the tools, we've looked at the scenarios. Let's get to our final section, making the right choice. We're going to pull all this together into a simple framework to help you decide.
So here's the most important thing to take away from all this. There is no single best tool here. It just doesn't exist. The right choice for you depends completely on what your personal priorities are. Think of it like a spectrum, right? On one end, you've got the person who's all about budget and only styles their hair once in a while. Somewhere in the middle, you have the person who's looking for that perfect balance, that sweet spot. And then all the way on the other end, you have the person who will prioritize performance and hair health above all else.
And that really brings us to the final question you need to ask yourself. After looking at all this data, what's the one factor that's most critical for your decision? Is it budget? Is it finding that perfect balance? Or is it all about hair health? Once you answer that question, you'll know exactly which tool is the right one for you.